Hello everyone, Hulky here, back with another Girls Frontline 2 video. So you guys remember the drama with HAOPLAY and DARKWINTER? The Cold War between the versions? Sunborn DARKWINTER versus HAOPLAY? Well, maybe it is over. And don't you guys forget the codes. HAOPLAY and DARKWINTER, there was a huge variance between the codes. HAOPLAY barely got any codes compared to DARKWINTER, and yeah, they're missing out on so much different resources. I'll list the codes in my description. They're all working. I've tested them myself, so make sure you use them, whether the HAOPLAY ones or the DARKWINTER ones. Alright, and I have my HAOPLAY version here on BlueStacks. Shout out to BlueStacks, you can use my link in the description as well. So have a look at this event. So Sojourners of the Glass Island. This event, do you guys remember when the game released for DARKWINTER? It was on the 3rd of December. And then HAOPLAY, it was delayed by 2 days on the 5th of December. But look at this event. 3rd until the 25th of December, 5th until the 25th of December. And same here, 5th, 3rd, 5th, 3rd here on the part 1 as well. What does it mean? It means HAOPLAY has 2 less days to farm. Like all their shops, all the prices, everything's the same. There's no difference between these two versions as for the, these shop prices. But this is not going to be fair for HAOPLAY because they're so behind. There's nothing for them to really catch up on for the event, and what that means is they'll have less time farming the event. The other thing as well is in the banner. So Shromi's banner, she's ending in 13 days 16 hours on HAOPLAY. On DARKWINTER, it's 13 days 20 hours. So basically, because of the reset, they have different reset times. HAOPLAY is actually resetting earlier, and they have, they lost 2 days, and they're also losing, these extra hours as well. So what's happening? And yeah, that's same for Uldred's banner as well. And another thing I wanted to point out to you guys is, if we jump here to this guide made by He6611, this is an amazing event guide. So if you guys didn't know, on the patrol maps, these stages are fixed. So if you're struggling on these or you just want a cheat sheet, just follow the guide. So, from the beginning, this is like hard 5. You can just go straight and pick up this key, maybe pick up this buff as well. And for here, you can just go straight, pick up this buff, pick up this buff. And then for here, you can, pick up that one, and swerve all around. Or maybe you can go around between these two mobs and pick up this buff as well, just to make your lives easier. But the main thing is the shop. So he's done a bunch of calculations. I did try and start for part 1, but he's already done it. So let's just copy his homework and show off, right? So his calculations, and yeah, I think they're very, very valid calculations. So based on his calculations, we don't have enough to get everything. So he's like saying, oh, you can skip the skins, you can skip the conductors here, because you don't have enough to farm part 1 and part 2 of the shop. Because the main thing here is, if we go back to the event, so limited time events, Glass Isle. Yeah, so if you see in the event, so in part 1, if we jump into the hard mode, we have this resource, Halting Voucher, storage limit of 6, you get 3 per day. And you can farm any of these stages, 1 to 5, all give you the same amount of resource, 560 there. And this resource is shared between part 1 and part 2. So you can't, you're limited in the farm, 780 there, 780 there. So you really have to calculate your resources to make sure you do have enough to get all the things that you want. So he does go through a bit of a priority, Lota, weapon, gems, cores, tickets, stamina pots. Lowest priority is the skins, and he's made the decision to skip the conductors, because if we go back into our game here and go to campaign neural survey, and let me go to the shop on this section on my HAOPLAY here. So you can see, look, 6-5 here, this is conductor 6, we get 5 pieces per 20 stamina, and that's the same for the other stages as well. So if I jump to 4, conductor 4, 4-5, 20 stamina for 5 pieces as well. But in the event shop, you can see that the currency of the conductors is staggered: 60, 120, 150, 250, 300, but they all cost the amount of stamina to farm. So it means that the higher tier ones aren't worth it to farm. So yeah, let's see if the devs really listened. So there was this post by Hanasu, one of the mods here on the HAOPLAY Discord, and he says, "We treat players from anywhere equally. HAOPLAY and Darkwinter have the same amount of launch rewards." Alright, let's hold them to that. You know, we have the codes from both versions. We can dig out how much resources we get from each of these codes. Let's see if the math equals out. So it means HAOPLAY is going to get a bunch of codes or a bunch of free resources so you can catch up to Darkwinter launch rewards. Recruitment moderators. Regarding X, we don't plan to run a separate account from Darkwinter. Wow, that's a yikes, because the Darkwinter Twitter, the X. So this is the EN Darkwinter Girls Frontline X. So everything from this, like, you know, all these events and everything, they're only specific for Darkwinter. Like, you know, if they give us any dates or times or anything, it's all specific for the Darkwinter version. And if you want something specific for HAOPLAY, you have to come here to the JPX, the JP Twitter. For example, you know, there's a patch notice on Thursday, December 12th at 3 PM Japanese time. Well, where else are you going to find this except on the Japanese Twitter? We have to Google Translate, Google Lens, you know, understand what's going on. Like, what is this? Oh, Akihabara. All right, yeah. Give me a ticket to Japan. I'll go and win as well. But yeah, it's really specific for the JP version. So that means what's there for HAOPLAY? Where's HAOPLAY going to announce stuff for them specifically? Or it's just like, oh, Darkwinter might pity on you and share some stuff with HAOPLAY. But you know, they shouldn't have to, because Darkwinter's managing their own version and HAOPLAY is like, yeah, just follow them. You know, there's not going to be any specific HAOPLAY announcements. So regarding the lack of publishing and communication in our community, we apologize for what has happened and promise to work on it and improve ourselves. JP livestream had no English subtitles. Yeah, where else can we get information from for HAOPLAY except JP? Due to insufficient time management, we'll make sure there's no same mistake again. Clock reminders because time's different. No Samsung store. More items in top-up center? Who asked for this? I mean, I guess the whales would need somewhere to spend. Community events. Possibly a server merge. Nah, no merge. Alright. Did they listen? Do you think it's fair? Do you think this 2-day difference for the event and the banner is going to be fair? Well, at the very least, they plan to catch up on the codes, the launch rewards. So I think that's you know, that's a good thing. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. I think the devs, you know, they have listened a bit. You know, let's give them benefit of doubt and see how things go. It's only been like, you know, a week since the game launched, so you know, we still have plenty of room to see what's going to happen. Alright, thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.